So today I thought I would talk about a subject that's very, very dear to my heart, which is what happens when people tell you that something you really, really, really want to do is not going to work and it's impossible and you should really forget all about it. And it's been my story many times in life, and I'll talk about the first time when I realized it and then later on what it's been like. I also want to read you a little bit from, just a teeny tiny bit, from the history behind Forbidden Road, which is now out. And again, thank you for everyone who's bought it. It's been a labor of love, and if you really like it after you've read it, please do leave a review so people can find it. I'll also make another shorter video about the new video stories that I've been posting and the playlist as well. There's a smoothie at the end of this video, and Merlin's Creed has a giveaway on evanswitches.com. And I give all of this to my subscribers, so you're welcome to subscribe and get the free stuff as well. Right. So the first time I heard that I won't be able to do something that I really loved was when I wanted to be a singer. I was very young and I wanted to study opera because I wanted to know what that kind of voice would feel like. And my original plan was to kind of then go start a band or something, or an ensemble, but I fell in love with Mozart and I turned to church music. And I really wanted to do it, and it was quite that kind of rough path because I think that voice can be so individual, and you have deep down in you, you know, not just the fact that you want to do it, but you know kind of how. And I made a video about this, and it was until I met kind of, it's like love, it's like when you meet your husband. You have that inner knowledge, and when you meet the person that has been down that path and discovered it, that's when it clicked. And it clicked to me that way as well when I met a teacher, and suddenly it was like it was just there. And it was quite a struggle until then, because I had to fix a lot of things. I would learn something and then it wouldn't quite work, and I would have to fix it. And I got so much from my other teachers, I must say. Like, you do learn a lot and you do pick up, and I think that that's when it came together for me. It took about 6 years, when one day I said, you know what, I just need to work completely on my own, and I'm going to fix all these problems. And I did. And then I would choose differently. Then I would choose the person who can see where I wanted to go with this and why I was doing it, and teach me accordingly. That turned out to be Andreas Telerovsky, and he was really open-minded. And then once we got things balanced, then I met Sibylla Rubens, and I talked about her and how it was really just, you know, glove in hand. The experience that I went through all this time, and I tried so hard and I kept at it. It would go something like this. I would come to a teacher and I would say, hi, what I really want to do is concert music, church music. And they would go, yes, yes, of course, of course. And after a couple of lessons, they'd be, listen, I've been teaching you opera, but I really gotta, like, be honest with you here. You're never gonna make it, like, or you have to do really hard and you're already too old, it's too late, it's too... And I'm like, right, but I honestly told them right at the beginning exactly what I want, and it's not this. So why are we talking about what I can't do? I'm not interested in that at all. I came here to do what I can do. And that was really frustrating until, again, one of the things that was great about Sibylla is we met because she was doing the kind of music that I wanted to do. And then there was none of that conflict of whether or not I was doing the right or wrong thing. It was just, it really was that kind of match. And it was hard. It was hard. There were so many moments that I thought to myself, like, you know, it's been so long. I've been trying so hard. Like, what if I never meet the right person that can help me get there? By the way, not once did I believe that it's impossible. That was the key. That was the goal. Like, if anything, if this is your life, right? You're doing something and people are like at you. Don't for a second believe that you can't do it, because anything can be done. There's always, always, always a way. And it's also a question of what you're willing to pay for it. So I remember thinking, wow, this was, I was sitting there after studying with somebody who's quite famous, so I'm not going to mention the name, and something clicked. And I didn't like it. So I came home and I was almost like in prayer when I was sitting there on the carpet, just like absorbing the light and just going, wow, it's hard to switch this thing off, and it feels very dramatic, very like artistic, blah, blah, blah. And it's not for me. And I remember like praying, going, take my talent away and give me another road, because if this is what this is, I don't want it. Like out of the blue, started getting interested in different areas of business, including marketing, and I found out that to do a thing does not require for you to be the best of the best of the best and kind of all drama and all. No, it just requires for you to do it good enough so that there are people willing to come and see you. And that took the load off. That was like, phew. And after that, I suddenly knew what to do. Suddenly I knew like how I wanted to sound, how I wanted to go at it, what I wanted to do. And I would say that I got there. I got what I wanted. I got the experience. You also know why I left. I made a video on that too. And how I got into Oxford at the odds of there's more chances of me drowning in the bathtub than getting into Oxford, but I did, and the scholarship and all that. And that was another one. That was another story where people told me, yeah, right, Oxford, whatever. Yeah, you're kidding yourself. And I was like, but I wanted so badly. I actually, in my mind, I would envision me sitting in class, in a class I have never seen, not even in images. And when I came the first day, it looked exactly like what I had imagined. And I thought, wow, I really did resonate with this thing. Another huge one, when I graduated, I went to the careers advisory. And they were like, well, it's all really nice that you just did your MBA at Oxford, but guess what? How you really think you're going to get a corporate job? You really think that you can do those kind of things now? Like, what? You were a singer once. I triple jumped 3 times. Triple jump is when you change the sector, the salary, and the job title. I did that 3 times. The last time I actually lost money, but the hours were so much lower that the pay per hour was much better. That time it took me only 6 months to realize it, because I always told myself, well, it's been 6 years, remember, with the music? So now it's going to be like 6 months. And that was it. You eventually make it. You eventually make it if you're stubborn and you believe enough, because there has to be a way. You were not given your wishes for no reason. You were not made the way you are without a reason. There has to be a why to this. There's a road in front of you, and it's your job to walk it. It's like, I really like her, Amanda Francis. She said she likes to shoot F-bombs, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do that right now on YouTube, so I'll use the word screw. God did not screw up when he made you. You know what she said now. There were others. Raw vegan. I've been raw vegan for 8 years, almost 9 now, my goodness. 9 in May, and I remember at the beginning everyone around me was like, yeah, give it a month, give it a week, like you're never going to be vegan forever, you're such a foodie. I'm like, right, why don't I become a vegan foodie? And hence this channel and how it started with all those recipes when I could barely talk in front of a camera because I'm camera shy, and that's a big thing to admit when you're a YouTuber. But hey, here we are. Another thing I did against the odds. And that's the thing, right? It's like, how can you live inside a box? How can you live telling yourself that things are impossible just because someone else said? And somewhere along the way, there were so many gifts. Like, I have been accepted by people I never thought I would be accepted by. A lot of times I would be the odd one out. Like when I lived in the Catholic chaplaincy in Oxford, at the end, I was the only person there that wasn't Catholic, and everybody said to me that I'm the one who's open-minded, and I thought, well, you're the one who accepted me. My British citizenship was signed. You have to have 2 referees. One was an ultra-Orthodox Jewish rabbi, and the other one was a practicing Muslim who was one of the people who got halal meat into London. So it's like, this is my life. This is how I have been blessed. Right, so I promised you a little bit about Fergus more. So the setting for Forbidden Road is a bit like Once Upon a Time, the series. There's 2 parallel timelines. One of them is Seth and Kim, the meet cute in college, and the other one is when they meet again, 500 AD. They don't remember the time travel, they don't remember who they are, they don't remember each other, of course. And the setting for that time, it's quite epic fantasies. We have urban fantasy and epic fantasy together. When my husband read through my final draft, so he did my line editing, I also had development editing and copy editing, of course. He remarked that when it comes to Arthurian legends, I seem to be extremely knowledgeable, but my Scottish history and mythology is a mess. And at the time, places and people had random Celtic names. And I did my research and I discovered Fergus more, and it was love at first sight. The guy was a gold mine of inspiration. So he was king of Dalriada or Dalriata, which spread from southern Scotland to Northern Ireland, including some of my favourite hiking spots. He's thought to be the founder of Scotland and an ancestor of past and current Scottish rulers. He even claimed lineage to the legendary King Arthur, not something I included in my books, but it did fit perfectly with the correspondence I had written between him and King Arthur's father, Uther Pendragon, in Merlin's Creed, the second book of this trilogy. That's the one that's currently in the giveaway. He ruled until his death at AD 501. Many legends describe him in contradictory ways, as is often history. History is unfortunately written by winners, and a lot of things get hidden and you have to dig them up. Including being exiled in Scandinavia by the Romans and dying in a battle against the Picts. I chose Domungart Reti as the name for his son, which best fits with the occurrences in Forbidden Road. For me, there was a bit of a challenge here because I wanted this to be very epic fantasy in that timeline. I wanted to give him castles and carriages and all that kind of stuff. So I did take a little bit of flexibility. If you want to know what it really was like, there's a place called Donat Fort. There's a video I watched of someone going up there to see what it would have been like. This is considered his capital, and it's quite small and humble and nothing like the big fantasy themes that we believe. But nonetheless, he was quite a strong, iron-fisted ruler and an inspiration when I needed one. I hope I've given you something today. I will make another video about the small videos that I'm making to kind of go along with the series. And now let's go make a quick smoothie.